In cancer, we often hear this word tumor. So, a tumor or a neoplasm is an abnormal growth of cells that results from uncontrolled cell division. When a tumor is found, it can then be diagnosed to be benign or malignant. Benign means that it is non-cancerous, so not very harmful. Malignant means that it is cancerous. Let's take a look at the differences between benign tumors and malignant tumors. Benign tumors are not life-threatening. Benign tumors can cause problems. For example, some benign tumors can cause oversecretion of hormones. Some benign tumors can also press on the surrounding nerves and cause pain. However, they are generally not so dangerous to the extent of being life-threatening. However, malignant tumors or cancerous tumors are life-threatening. Benign tumors tend to grow slowly, whereas malignant tumors tend to grow rapidly. Benign tumors tend to remain localized, meaning the cells will not spread out of the tumor. Whereas for malignant tumors, the cells can invade surrounding tissue, and they can even move to other parts of the body if they enter through the blood vessels or the lymph. If you take a look at the cells under a microscope, benign tumors resemble cells of their origin. For example, if it was a skin tumor, let's say a benign skin tumor, you look at it under a microscope, you would see that the tumor cells would look similar to normal skin cells, meaning to say that they are differentiated or they are specialized into the type of cells, which is in this case skin cells. For malignant tumors, they generally do not resemble cells of their origin, or we also say that they are undifferentiated. So using the same example of a skin tumor, if it was a skin cancer, let's say you look at the cancer cells under a microscope, you would see that they do not look similar to normal skin cells. So they do not look like the specialized cells that they are supposed to be. Benign tumors are also usually encapsulated by a membrane that is surrounding the tumor, whereas malignant tumors are not encapsulated. This diagram illustrates the differences between a benign tumor and a malignant tumor. If you look at the benign tumor on the left, you will see that a benign tumor has a round shape, a smooth surface, and you can also see that it is surrounded by a capsule. On the right side, the malignant tumor has an irregular shape. The cancer cells are growing into the surrounding tissues, and they can even get into the blood or the lymphatic vessels. You can also see there is necrosis in the center of the tumor because oxygen and nutrients are not able to reach the center of the tumor, so the cells in the middle of the tumor will die off. These photos show actual benign tumors on the left and a malignant tumor on the right. If you look at the benign tumor on the left, you can see that the shape is ovoid or egg-shaped. If you look at the malignant tumor on the right, the white part in the center is the tumor. The yellow tissue that you can see is the fat tissue, and the red tissue is normal breast tissue. If you look closely, you can see strands of the white cancer tissue spreading into the normal tissue. The tumor has an irregular shape, and there is no clear boundary between the tumor and the normal tissue. These are the images of the tumor under a microscope. For the benign tumors on the left, the boundary between the tumor and the normal tissue is very clear. For the malignant tumor on the right, the cancer cells are stained purple and the normal cells are pink. There is no clear boundary between the tumor and the normal tissue. So judging from the color, the cancer cells are mostly located in this circle that I've drawn, but you can see that they are also spreading into the surrounding tissue. Now let's see how the cells look like under a microscope at higher magnification. This is how normal breast tissue should look like under a microscope. you can see glandular tissue which are organized into circular rings. These are the milk ducts which produce and secrete milk. In a benign tumor, you can see that there are more cells which are very densely packed, but the cells have a similar shape and arrangement as normal breast tissue. However, in this malignant tumor, the cells do not look anything like the normal breast tissue. The cancer cells don't look like the normal cells, and they are also not arranged into ducts.